How's it going, everyone? Nathan coming at the Pokemon Showdown live. I was just looking up at the votes recently in the comments and what you guys wanted to see next. Make sure to let me know what you do want to see next, by the way. And I saw a ton of comments on my recent Mega Ground video, on asking to see a team build surrounding Mega Camerupt. And that's funny to me because that's just something I said kind of off the cuff. Like, if you guys want to see something like, I don't know, a Mega Camerupt team build, like, sure, I could do that, I guess. But a ton of people were in support of it. And I kind of thought about it and went, you know what, that would be fun. I'm normally building around the most optimal stuff. I think it is interesting to have an element of monotype of, maybe Camerupt isn't the most optimal thing in the world, but how does it change the dynamic of a ground team? What does it bring us? What does it do differently? I wish I had some, like, it's going to do this. I don't really know. This is going to be, we're going to be team building together here. It'll be a united process. Although I was thinking, normally when I build around something, a new unknown thing that I'm team building, I don't understand its exact interactions with the metagame. I'll look at a viability list. I'll say, what answer does this specific Pokemon, do? Like, if I'm using an Articuno in Overused, I go, okay, it's not super optimal, it's not super high in usage, but if I were to use an Articuno, what exactly would it bring my team that other Pokemon cannot? Camerupt Mega, we can do the same thing to an extent, and like what does it beat X super well, and then the rest of our team can be very weak to X, is kind of what I'm getting at here, right? Normally, again, I would look at the viability list, I would kind of go through and I would, compare and contrast Camerupt against all these mons. And while there is a viability list in monotype, it's not really quite the same as what we're looking for. So I think I'm honestly just going to go like type chart, not type chart, I guess I would like, all Pokemon types and just like look at like what matchups does Camerupt bring us versus these other types that would be interesting here. I guess I'll move it here. Okay, so looking through everything at first blush, I think, you get an extra resistance to fire, you get a resistance to grass, but you get a resistance to bug and additionally, but fairy. But I'll be honest, I was looking at some sets for Camerupt, and there's tank sets that exist there with rest and sleep talk and all that stuff, taking advantage of its good defenses. And I understand that to an extent, but I've said this before in monotype, I don't really care too much. Oh, I've kind of got a wacky screen here while I was looking at this. Apologies. But I said this before, I don't really care too much in this tier about neutralities. It's kind of like the age-old discussion of checks versus counters in competitive singles, where like, I don't really care if the move does 55% to me versus like 110%. Like, a 2-hit KO is a 2-hit KO, even if it's a 1-hit KO, right? Like, it's still, if I lose in 12 turns instead of in 6 turns, then it doesn't really, it's still a loss, right? I want something that's a hard answer, or I want to just forgo that entirely and deal with it with offense, right? I hope that makes sense. And so as a result, yeah, I mean, none of the extra resistances we get from Camrupt's fire typing. Fire is a good typing, like on a lot of other things. Like if flying fire is going to be good. If there's a good fire poison type that wasn't Salazzle, I could see that being very effective on poison, right? But not exactly what I think we're looking for with Mono Ground. It can short most of its answers pretty well with Clodsire and a Landorus of some variety, and the Mamoswine, right? The thing with this team building process too is I can't imagine we leave this team builder without a Clodsire, without at least, maybe we go hyper offense and we don't do Clodsire, but you get the idea. But we're probably gonna have it. Landorus or Landorus I. The form isn't really important right now, and maybe Mamoswine. Maybe we go for Sand instead with Powdon and Excadrill, in which case maybe this whole team building process is kind of moot. But I still want to go through this process and see like, if it makes gravity teams better, then why is that? And I can actually, when you understand why you're building a team, then you can utilize it more effectively, I believe too. Oh man, sorry, a lot of this probably is a very hard live to watch because I'm moving it here, so I'm not blocking my head at this point. But the team, it's a disaster. What is this guy doing? Anyways, I keep going on tangents that I can't just answer the basic question here. I don't care about the defensive stuff, like I just said. What I care about is offensively, what does Camerupt bring me? It's got 145 base special attack. It's got sheer force, flamethrower, fire blast, earth power. They're all going to hit like trucks. You can use hidden power ice to shore up. Guard Chomp's probably going to give us some trip bubbles, so you can hit an HP ice on the swap. All that is very interesting. But what does it do for us offensively that we couldn't do before? Looking at this chart, the most obvious one that jumps out of us is going to be grass. And I will confess, I looked at this before I started recording here. The big problem with grass and ground is twofold. First of all is that it's got a great defensive core and you can't really break through it. But even beyond the defensive core, the main problem is, of course, going to be that ground type teams exist by spamming their ground type offense, and grass resists it all, right? It's even worse matchup than flying, because against flying, at least you can do gravity and you're just, you're all set. But grass and bug to a lesser extent too, of course, it's just a straight up resist. So it's like, I got a really boom here with grassy terrain. Like, keep them coming. We don't care here. But Camerupt will help with that. And this is the one calc I looked at before we did anything here. And that is that Fire Blast does actually 2-hit KO the Credilli, despite its awesome SPDEF and perfect defensive typing to beat fire types. So that's huge. And it's also worth noting, for what it's worth, that we won't take much damage in return thanks to being neutral to Rock Blast. That ground typing is a good combination with fire because we're neutral to rock moves and, more importantly, stealth rocks. So we do need Fire Blast to 2-hit KO. We can't do it with Flamethrower. It's like 40 to 49 instead. That's awesome. And what it essentially means is that instead of just like losing in every respect to Rillaboom, we are going to have answers for it offensively, and we're going to have answers for it defensively a little bit. We won't be able to take out all 6 of them because Camerupt's too slow and it's going to get worn down. I know there's flame charge sets, but we're dealing with a base 20 speed here. We got to be realistic. So that's awesome though. We can, claim some kills. If we pick our spots right, we could definitely do some major damage against grass. That's not the greatest thing to hang our hat on because it's not that common of a type. And it's not like it's going to, like I said, auto win us the matchup because it's so slow, but it's nice to be better against grass for sure. And there's going to be grass Pokemon on other teams too. Like, Gerudo Mono Dark is, well, it was very common last generation. I don't think so as much nowadays, but y'all get the idea. Bug, I think, is going to be a similar extent too, where, having an answer, instead of just having all of our normal stab attacks resisted by Bug like it would be normally, being able to spam some Fire Blast is going to be great. I think similarly, there's no real answer. I don't even have to look at the calc for Credilli. I'm positive that the other Credilli's cousin. I'm stupid. What is it? Armaldo, right? I said I didn't have to check, but now here I am checking. There's no world where Fire Blast, I don't care what the EVs isn't 2-hit KOing. So that's huge. So it'll be nice against Bug as well. That's great. Going to be worse for us against water, but I wasn't asking for that in the first place. Rock, it's going to be slightly worse for us, but I don't really care about that either. Steel, it should be an improvement. Normally, steel versus ground is a little bit annoying because if they're going to have 1 or 2 steel flying types, this becomes a guessing game and you have to do a lot of double switches. You can get kind of trapped. It's a much worse matchup than it would appear at first blush. And so I think that might be the biggest straw in our cap, feather in our cap, I think is the word I was looking for. Straw that breaks the Camerupt's back. This is unhinged, this ranting I'm doing right now. I apologize. The point is, Steel's gonna get a lot better. Thinking in my head about the average Steel team we're gonna come up against, Camerupt is gonna be awesome for that, especially for Corviknights, of course, but I was thinking of words are failing me. It's based off the rocket ship. It's the Ultra Beast. It's super good in that game. Ugh. You're still watching. It's sad to see my mind go so young. It's still not even shown here. Oh my goodness. There's knives. There's knives on the screen. Celesteela. Thank you. And it's the worst feeling when I'm in a position like this and there's a Pokemon on the tip of my tongue. It's the worst feeling because I know at least 50% of my viewers are just screaming at their monitor like, "It's Celesteela! It's Celesteela, please!" I know, it's just stuck in my head right now. We're at 9 minutes and I haven't even started the building process. It's gonna be a long one. Anyways, gonna help a ton versus grass. It's gonna help a decent amount versus bug. Help a ton versus steel. I do think it'll help versus fairy a little bit. I know I said we don't care about the defensive typing too much, but it is nice to just have a mon you can go to against a Moonblast and just dish out a huge. I don't think off the top of my head they have a great answer for it besides Tapu Fini for a fire type attack, and even then you can easily predict that with an earth power. Very good. I think Dragon's gonna be tough. If I'm thinking about the biggest obstacles we're gonna face, it's gonna be regular fast ground types coming into Revenge Kill, and the chief among them will probably be Garchomp, but we can work with that. Diggersby will be scary too. Does it help us versus ice? That's actually the obvious one I'm missing here too. Ice and fire. Fire will have a resist. You know, fire, we're gonna have earth powers that we can spam pretty decently, but I'm not as excited about that because there's gonna be enough Rotoms and Moltres and Charizards on fire that I don't think we're gonna be doing too much with earth power. And even HP ice we can on the prediction. If we had an HP electric maybe, but I'm not running that. Against ice, that's still gonna be a very tough matchup, but we'll get at least one full kill we wouldn't otherwise. So that's exciting, I suppose. I think we'll still be able to 2-hit KO a Mamoswine, maybe even a Piloswine. So yeah, okay, we can build a team. We know now, if we're building a team, we're less worried than we'd be ordinarily about steel. We're less worried than we would ordinarily be about ice, and grass, and bug. So in first blush, I think, okay, bug and grass teams are one of the biggest obstacles to gravity teams because they're just the hardest counters. But the biggest reason I can think of used to use a gravity team is so you just auto win against steel, right? So they're kind of at odds with each other there. I think just the general matchup spread that we're gonna have against disadvantaged matchups like bug, grass, ice. Fairy's not a disadvantaged matchup, but against these slightly better matchups we're gonna get, I think I want another sandless balanced team like we did recently. So in which case I will have a Clodsire. I think I'll keep Mamoswine just so we don't auto. We now have 2 ice resist or neutralities, which is something. Might go Piloswine. I'm very, you know, I didn't use Piloswine last time, but it does seem like we're going a little bit too defensive if that's the case. What else can we use here? What else? Great Tusk seems obvious. I could use a Gliscor instead of Landorus. I could even do like a full defensive team that just relies on breaking with Camerupt. I don't know if I love that as much because Camerupt just strikes me in its ideal state as a pure wall breaker. And a wall breaker needs a fast offensive Pokemon to take advantage of that, right? So even a Nidoking is it interesting to me? Oh, I can finally fix the screen now. Apologies. Even a Nidoking seems very interesting to me. Just a good abuser of that. A Nidoking and a Landorus I think both interest me. We'll definitely have to go pretty defensive for the rest of the team if that's the case. So maybe we do go Piloswine. So we'll go Nidoking here. Okay, so I copied a couple of things in here. We got the offensive Landorus here, max speed. I did opt for gravity just because there are counters. Like it's still gonna be good. You don't have to build a whole team around gravity to make it good on a mono ground team. And just even for like its own sake, it's kind of like throwing a Trick Room on a Reuniclus. The rest of your team doesn't need to be Trick Room based in order for it to be effective. It's just like, oh, you protected on me? Great, I gravity, now I OHKO you with Earth Power. That's awesome. Or, oh, you're gonna swap to Rotom? Great, I'm just gonna gravity and deal with that easily. Nidoking went for timid variant. The question is whether you run Thunderbolt here or Sludge Wave. I'm opting for Sludge Wave. Just I prefer that stab. Make Mono Water a little bit worse, but I prefer to build around my neutral matchups than my losing matchups, personally speaking. Clodsire went to a pretty standard set here. I think Toxic or Toxic Spike is more common right now. I'm hoping we can get some good master control on this team though. So I'm opting for Spikes. Might be a mistake. I'm making back to it honestly. Camerupt though, we got to build. I think it's got to be Fire Blast, like I said. I think it's got to be Earth Power, no question. There really isn't a lot of other coverage. If we're not going for recovery rest shit, then like there's not a lot of coverage you need otherwise, honestly. I guess I could do, you know, Flamethrower if I want accuracy. I like Stealth Rock, so it just frees up our Nidoking or a Mamoswine or whatever. All these ones could run Stealth Rock, but Camerupt is the Pokemon that we're kind of like scratching our heads looking for an extra move here. Flame Charge, I'm sure a lot of people would love to see, but I just don't want to invest that valuable EV space into its speed stat. Slide, I'm sure, you know, 120 attack I could use pretty effectively, and then I'll cover the Landorus swapping a little bit more. Or I could do an HP Ice, you know? Will-O-Wisp would be good, actually. I wouldn't mind that. Yawn, fantastic move. Toxic also covers the Landorus swapping crucially. I could even go Toxic Protect on it. That would be decent. If I had leftovers, I would actually definitely be inclined to do that. However, even Ancient Power, special attacking move still. I'm talking myself in circles, though. I think HPS is the play here. Deals with Garchomp swapping in, deals with Landorus swapping in. I think enemy ground types are going to be a common swap in general for us, and HP Ice is not going to be go unappreciated. So we're going to do that, and then Mamoswine is still a question mark on how I want to build it. I was gassing up Pillow Swine a lot. But I think we don't need the ice coverage so much. And like I said, I don't love to build around losing matchups. It's just enough so that, if we come across a Weavile and Mono Dark, we don't auto-lose to it, So we got the Thick Fat, which is very nice. We are technically resist with Mamoswine, so I shouldn't be here talking about neutralities. We are technically resist as long as we have a Mamoswine on the field. Don't need boots either, thanks to that nice ground typing. Question is just, how do we build you? We have some okay speed on the team. Maybe this would be a fun surprise Scarfer. The Choice Band put in ridiculous work last time, and I think with Camerupt, there's just nothing that'd be able to handle these Mons, which is exciting. I think Mamoswine, if it does struggle with something, it would be like a max Fizz Def Corviknight. Well, I was about to say that's why you run Choice Band, is so that you can deal with like a max defense Corviknight or Celesteela. We've got a Camerupt to help us with that. So maybe that's the advantage of going through that process, is that now we can go like leftovers, like Life Orb. Let me browse some Mamoswine sets here, see what we have to work with. Choice Band is what we got on Smogon right now. Monotype, Choice Band. They're really out on the table for that. I could swear like there's a common set in some metagame I played pretty recently that was just like, maybe it was Metronome, maybe it was Never Melt Ice. Because I do think being able to swap between moves is useful on Mamoswine. Maybe it's just, maybe it's a stolen team and it was a substitute set. So that's pretty good too. Let's do Never Melt Ice. I'll just go with the most classic Mamoswine set known to man. Oops. What am I doing? I'll go with that. And then probably Adamant. I don't think we need another Pokemon hovering around 80 speed. Okay. And now the last slot, which I've also waited to discuss out loud with you guys here. I think we need some more defensive stuff. The offense is okay. I do worry we're still a little bit slow, if I'm being honest. Maybe this Landorus should be a Landorus Arian with a Scarf. Gives us speed, gives us physical defense, which I was just about to say before I went on the sidetrack, but we're kind of lacking right now. Gives us a Defogger, which we don't have right now. I like the idea of a Gliscor for the 6th slot, but we can kind of shore that up if we go for a Landorus here. We have a lot of special attackers already, right? I just love Gravity. I do. Great Tusk would give us some physical bulk and hazard control. Gliscor would do that. You could do a Scarf Tusk. That would be kind of silly at the end of the world. We had fun with an Assault Vest Iron Treads last time. I don't hate that either. Steel typing will definitely not go amiss. It's worth noting, like, I think Garchomp Mega does a lot for the team defensively too. Just a Dragon typing for fire and water and grass. Super nice just to have like that spread right there. I'm talking out loud and stalling for time because I don't know what to do. I think they're all good options. I guess my gut wants to do Landorus Eye. So I'll lean into that. Do either a Gliscor or a Great Tusk. We haven't used Gliscor on the channel. I think we'll start with Gliscor. It's a much more defensive variant than if you had a Great Tusk. We've got lots of options for steel types here, realistically. So that would be the main thrust for using Great Tusk, is for that close combat. Gliscor's fine. We haven't used it on the channel in a long time. Now we can do Defog. Earthquake. We can even pivot with a U-turn. Once again, let's peruse what our options are here. Basic set, Defog, Earthquake, Roost, Toxic. I mean, yeah, it's pretty solid. I could even do Taunt. I like Taunt. I like U-turn too, especially with a team with this much offensive beef going for it. I think I would do this. Gives us... Oh, I want Fizz Def instead, actually. If that's all right with you, thanks. Tons of Fizz Def. I think I'll do the U-turn. Get this our pivots into our valuable other Pokemon here. Still definitely on the slow side. Our fastest Pokemon is a 101. We do have one form of priority. We're also like this is a classic bulky offense. The most, classic terms. Just we're going to take hits with all of these Mons. I think that Nidoking is one of the frailer ones, says a lot. And we're just going to hit you back harder than you can hit us, hopefully. Okay, long team building process. I apologize. But we'll try to play a decent amount of games here. Get some wins with Camerupt. We're not too low on the ladder either, so this should be high quality if we find an opponent. I don't expect. I don't know. I don't consider myself much of a team builder, so I always have a bit of a, what's the opposite of a chip on my shoulder? Like a, I don't know, a fry on my shoulder. It's the British people. We get grass, which I just said is like a huge use and use camera up. That's really awesome to see. What's the opposite of a chip on your shoulder? Like I have a bit of a complex about my team building skills. So I'm expecting this to need some tweaking, is all I'm saying. So having 2 ground flyings will definitely be appreciated here if that's the case, much more so than a great tusk. Nidoking's going to be helpful. Mammoth's going to be helpful. Camerupt's going to be helpful. Even Clodsires and neutrality. So we have actually 2 poison grounds. That might be a problem. Well, for the short term, this is a team, a mono ground team built to beat mono grass. I think I like the matchup on lead. I think it's decently likely we get Meowscarada. I don't want to give Venusaur a chance to Mega Evolve, honestly. Let's go for Stealth Rocks. If we happen to get a greedy Ferrothorn, that'd be okay. I just don't really want to see Meowscarada or Balloon as a lead matchup, which is honestly not too unlikely. Mamoswine's okay if that's the case. Nidoking's okay if that's the case. Maybe Landorus is the play. It would suck versus Ferrothorn for sure. It'd suck versus Venusaur for sure. Damn. Okay, I don't really love it anymore. Glysaur could get knocked off by Meowscarada. We don't love that, but I could U-turn for a kill, which isn't terrible. Taking a long time here. I think it's Nidoking. It would still suck if we got Breloom, but I actually outspeed because we're fast. Okay, let's do Nidoking. Ordinarily be our best spawn in this matchup. Okay, and there's a chance that you are Sash, but even still, I think this is the Pokemon that I want for this. I'll Flamethrower. Get Credilli. Oh, he is Spadeft. Out the wazoo. Let's go to Glysaur. Hit me with that Toxic, please. Stealth Rocks. Oh, I meant to throw Defog on you. All these moves are so good. That's up. Defog would be great right now too. We'll knock here. There's Pharaoh. We get it all back. There's nothing you can really do to me that I'm afraid of regarding Camerupt. Power Open would be amazing, but I don't care too much. Yeah, that's fine. I guess actually Credilli answers now. Very narrowly, so I'll go for this. More damage than we want on camera up this early though. Back to Glysaur. I'll probably U-turn this time. As they click Toxic, fantastic. Please go to Pharaoh. If they stay in and they Leech Seed, it gets a little bit annoying. I think we're forced to then go to Mamo, but we do get the Pharaoh. That's awesome. And now I'm hoping to catch that Credilli off. Something's dying right now. Deal with it. But Credilli would be the most awesome one because that means Nidoking can really pop off. Yeah, I don't blame them for not knowing. I would do the same thing in their position. I'm going to play a ton of mono grass. But boom, that's a huge hit you can't do anything about. Easy to hit KO, especially with rocks. Awesome. That's the thing right there. Oh, we route sped. Of course, route sped. Oh, that's why you run speed EVs. I'm so demoralized. Okay, that's fine. We don't need that many EVs to bring it back. We just need, oh my god, we need 188 EVs to outspeed Credilli. What is Credilli? It's a base 43. Oh, it's just, it would only be for Credilli. TP. Okay, your only job, Camerupt, has been a huge disappointment. Good news is that they also can't really deal with this super well. That we know for a fact they're super Spadeft. Ferrothorn is a little bit low with Icicle Crash. Oh yeah, great. That was a huge mistake, but okay. We'll take it. Maybe thought it was banded and they thought, you know, it would do something against everyone. Camerupt is even better at this stage. I know you have thick fat, but are you max speed? The Mega Venusaur and the Calc here. And his crush is only doing 40. Okay, my mistake. That's way less than I thought. So the Clodsire. Clodsire should be able to handle it fine. We're a little bit worried about Earth Power, but not the end of the world. I'll go for a spike here. I can also go to Landorus hard right now for that psychic that we don't have. For one spike, there's Bloom. Are we gonna get put to sleep? I don't want this Clodsire to be put to sleep. I think it might be Camerupt at this point, honestly. Sure, we'll do it. They're gonna attack us with a Bullet Seed. This is the choice too. Sad, but had to be that way. What's the calc look like against Fairthorn? Earth Power is an easy 2 a KO. That's awesome. Focus Blast, of course, kill. There's a chance we can get a kill with Nidoking here against Venusaur. I think I should go Nidoking and I Sludge Wave. And if we see Venusaur, then I think we'd be able to beat it 1v1. Our calcs is 44. They're at 99. There's a lot of hazards up. I think I like our odds. Sludge Wave here. It's going to OHKO everything with the exception of Ferrothorn, who we easily leave Flamethrower after the fact. And even if they went for this play and now proceed to go to Venusaur after the fact, you're taking a ton of Stealth Rocks and Spikes damage in this whole bargain. So that's still fine. Or they just die, which is great too. So, or up big against our biggest counter pick. I would say, like, honestly, like, not to overstate what's happening right now, but I think grass is literally the hardest counter to ground. So this is awesome what's happening right now. Do let's be with Landorus. We have to. I think it's just gonna do too much to everyone else. Great. Sludge Wave doesn't kill. We still have to. We have to. Oh, great. It does kill. Fantastic. I'd still like to have Psychic, but that's the price we paid for having Gravity here. Escarada comes out. I don't think you can kill here. Oh, but you're going to lose your Grass typing. I'm stupid. I could have gone for an Earth Power and killed. That's on me. I don't think you can kill Gliscor. If it dropped the Roost, I don't know. Roost is pretty good for defog. Gliscor has such terrible 4-move slot syndrome. It's crazy. Then we'll pivot out. Go to Claude. Still a little bit worried about Earth Power. Yeah, but we're fine. One more Spike against my Escarada is dead. Here comes Breloom. Need this Clodsire for Venusaur in case things get a little bit too hairy. Mamoswine also looking excellent. Is it outsped though? $1 million question. I guess Gliscor's a pretty hard counter. I've been kind of sacking everything against this Breloom here, but we don't worry about Spore. Unless it's banned, we're not worried about Bullet Seed. Fantastic. I'll knock off whatever you've got. If it's Venusaur, you're forced to recover. They sack. We're in an amazing position right now. We just have so many pieces in our deck right now. Unless Venusaur goes absolutely Super Saiyan on us, I think we're in a great spot. I should just end the live right here, honestly, gang. U-turn, I believe they are forced to recover here. And then I will go to... I think I go Landorus. If you attack, good on you. But I just go to someone else and get the kill. Okay. Good on you. Nidoking. Sludge Wave. If you happen to beat me 1v1, then I've got the Ice Shard in the back. I just didn't want to risk the Crash Miss. I'm not sure what the damage would look like. Great. I mean, that is the best game I could ever hope for against Grass. Like I said, I think to our own detriment, our team is like, it's a little bit too repetitive in typings. Like 2 ground flyings, 2 poison grounds. Like I don't love that aspect. But when you're playing against mono grass, it's not too bad. I think Nidoking might be a bit redundant with Landorus. We have Sludge Wave here. Special attacker with Life Orb Sheer Force. I didn't even think about the triple sheer force of this whole team, actually. That's really funny that it came to that. So we could definitely stand to replace this Nidoking. What would it be? Ursaluna would definitely put in work. This team, everyone on this team is offering something else, though. A little bit more versatility than Ursaluna, though. It's my first thought. Digger's B seems a bit redundant with Mammoth Swine, a very similar role in my opinion. Crocodile would be decent. Iron Treads would definitely put in work, excuse me, but not nearly as much offensive pressure. Standard Garchomp with Life Orb is hitting nearly as hard as a Mega Garchomp, it's worth noting. I could also just put a Landorus Therian on here. Keep the Nidoking if these two are being redundant, right? I could do that. Landorus Therian instead. Keeps Gliscor. It does keep the problem of 2 Poison Psychics on the team and 2 Ground Flyings. Makes it very redundant if that's the case. I'll give it one more try. I'll give it one more try. I don't like how, again, that's the word I suppose I would use, redundant our team is. But it was very successful. Let's try that against like a neutral, like dark team or something. Yeah, we do. I think if we had to change something, it might be replace Landorus with a I could free up Defog on you. I can make Landorus a Iron Treads. That works pretty well. Then leave the special attacking to Camerupt and Nidoking, just 2 Sheer Force boys. But I like the triple Sheer Force team. And it does make a very good name. Try Sheer Force. You thought you heard of Sheer Force, but how about Super Sheer Force? Sounds like a gross superhero team from the 90s. We get Ice, which again, I said we had a couple things on this team that are going to help us out with it. Mammoth Swine for sure. Camerupt absolutely. Depending on the speed tier we get matched up against, Nidoking will be very good here too. Gliscor is going to be useless, and Clodsar is going to be useless. Keep that in mind. Cannot kill. No, Ninetales outspeeds my whole team. Yeah, no point looking at that. I think it's going to be Camerupt if that's the case. Do get Frostlass. You're going to chip us a whole lot. Do this. 98. Get the Cursed Body. I'll Stealth Rock, hopefully on the Destiny Bond. Two large spikes, nothing in the world. I'd love to invite in Ninetales now. I think we're going to see Mammoth Swine, though, in which case I sack Claude. Yeah. Claude could be good against Arctozolt. I don't think we take too much from Blizzard. Yeah, was the memo I suspected here. Should be seeing it, you know, like you can make the argument that like I should risk a Landorus here, honestly. If I'm my opponent though, I know I take the Fire Blast. I'm just gonna go for a 2-hit KO with Ice Gold Crash. If I'm them. Can't see a single world where Gliscor is anything this game. So I'm just gonna play a little bit side. Okay, I could have gotten a lot than if I went Landorus, though. That's the case. At least we get to scout out what your set is. I will defog here if I get a chance to get a move off. No leftovers recovery, it's worth noting. They click, they stay in, so they're probably gonna kill us. Yeah. Can anyone OHKO this mon right away besides Landorus? It says Earth Power can. I don't want to risk. It could be Assault Vest too. You just go tit for tat with Mammoth Swine here, but it's gonna be a pretty important mon, I think. I think if we're gonna use Landorus, this is his optimal time. We gotta hit a Focus Blast, which is terrifying, of course, but you know, let's just do it. Let's just hit it. Oh, Ice Shard is gonna kill, right? 37% chance. Super risky turn in general. There's a chance we should get OHKO'd immediately with an Ice Shard. Especially if they're Never Melt Ice, I think it's a guaranteed OHKO. There's a chance we miss the Focus Blast. There's a chance that their Assault Vest and Focus Blast doesn't kill. I don't think that one's super likely. But this is a terrible matchup. We gotta go for it. We gotta go for it. I know Grass is the worst matchup against ground, but that's true for the most part. But against this specific team, knowing that we handle our business with grass so easily, this might be our new worst matchup then. This bug I'm not too worried about. Water, You know, we beat a water team recently. Okay, they swap out. We hit. Go to Camerupt. Hopefully don't double swap here. Camerupts are win con, which is fun to say. Also, don't U-turn on us. That would be disastrous. Nice. Stealth Rock's amazing versus Mono Ice, of course. 25%, 25%, 12%, 0%, 12%. Fire Blast just claims a kill. I think we do it. Unless they go Mammo. Ooh. If the Mammo is... It might almost die. I'm going to go for Stealth Rocks, though. They do U-turn into Arctozolt, so I could have gotten a kill here. But this is actually good because I just claimed this kill against Arctozolt. Yeah, okay. Short-circuited their brain there. That was actually the most ideal play. It goes Mammo again. Bit of chip there. Bit of a 50-50 here too, of course. With Stealth Rocks actually can kill with Fire Blast. We don't know what their item is still, but there's a chance. I think the Lander swap is pretty likely. It's pretty obvious. I'm not realistically too concerned about these two special attackers. I want to save Clodsire. I said a team preview, it's a kind of a useless mon. So I think we're going to sack. I can probably kill with Nidoking. That's the thing, as I'm taking it too serious in the offense. It's Assault Vest. This team does seem a little bit balanced. I think I Earth Power, then I go to Mammo on the Articuno if they do that. Maybe they don't have Ice Shard. They didn't click it last time. Weird they didn't click it last time for sure. At this range, actually, where they're at, I think I think the play is actually optimal to do Earth Power here. Because there's a chance it just kills outright. No chance of a miss. We don't know what their set is, of course, but there's just a chance it kills outright. And if it doesn't kill outright, I go to Nidoking after the fact, or even my own Mamoswine. And I just get the kill. Which does leave us not a ton of resources. Here's the real question. How do I beat Sandslash Alola? Right now, they should already be able to kill my camera. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. 58 to 67. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so Camerupt cannot take any more health at this point if I want to beat Sandslash. That's very important. It will Ice move you, Steel move you, Ice move you. So that's super important. Yeah, I think I do this. Oh, they were Assault Vest. Damn. They don't seem to be Ice Shard at least, though. We got that much information. I think I do. If they're Ice Shard, this is going to be a worse play than going to Mamoswine Ice Sharding with my own. But this makes things a little bit less easy for Ninetales Alola after the fact. Oh, they just Dude, Mamoswine's dead. Oh my god, is this kill? Huge. Oh my gosh, they're not playing it great. That's so nice. I think Camerupt just wins at this point, unless we get flinched by Sandslash. Or I calc something wrong. You never know. I think we want between Mamoswine and Nidoking. I think we want the Mamoswine. Oh. I don't think it really mattered. I think we had the win guaranteed with Earth Power Camerupt, but beautiful. Articuno's next. I got this waiting for you right here. I can't believe they sacked the Ninetales. That was so important for them. Freeze dry. Oh my, it just gets better every time. Just gets better every time. Woo, what a game. Okay, so nothing but disadvantage matchups here. This will be my last one. It's already been a pretty long recording. I'd love a neutral matchup, but you can't diss the team build too bad. I'll definitely make sure to plug oh my god. I'll plug the team in the description. This team looks a lot scarier for sure. It's going to be hard to imagine us not losing to just repeated Darmanitan swap ends. Plus a Pillow Swine. Plus a Current. Plus 2 Ice Dragons. This is going to be too much for sure. But we're going to try. If I'm them, I'm leading my camera. My Darmanitan. Wish I had a Scarfer right here. This is where the lack of speed is really biting us in the ass. I almost wonder if, honestly, I should play for a miss and lead Landorus here. But there's also a decent chance they lead Ninetales Alola, in which case it's a bad play. Camerupt die to EQ. If it's banded, yes. It's not great. It's not a great situation all around. I think you're probably Scarf, though, looking at the nature of this team. I think it's probably banded, Boots, Leftovers, Boots, Light Clay, probably Scarf, if I had to guess. And again, seeing how disadvantaged we are, I do almost wonder if I should lead Landorus and force an Icicle Crash and try to get a miss out of them. But it look pretty stupid that doesn't pay off. So I will lead Camerupt and hope they're Scarf, like I suspect they are. Rocks aren't even too good against this team, honestly. You don't have a swap in for this. U-turn is 20% still. That might be banded. I think that is. Oh my god, only has 49 and you're gonna outspeed us? Yikes. So you're probably physically defensive if that's the case? No, that's in line. Wow, Postman's just that tanky. I know you're thick fat, but still, I just thought that would do way more damage to your force max special attack. Let's... I think you're only Ice Shard, so I think I go Glysaur and defog these rocks. Letting in Darmanitan for free, but whatever. So Lola comes out. I think I defog here. And then I Camerupt? Without Camerupt, I already actually lose to Darmanitan Earthquake. Oh, they do save the course. Good on them. Pillow Swine, not ever covered, but we miss. Very, very unfortunate. I swapped the backs here. Good play. That leads me to believe you're set up. Gosh, this is so bad. Let's hope you misplaying Click Glaive Rush. It makes. It's over. EQ kills. Aurora Veil we can't kill. I'll have to get one more. This is barely a game. We need EQ crit versus GG. It's already GG. That's tough. That was a really tough team for us. Very, very HO. The double dragon, the Darmanitan in particular really crushes this team. So this will be the last one. I said the last one was the last one, but that was not very fun for anyone involved. A lot of fairies. Be glad to have Camerupt if that's the case. Probably Azelf as a lead, which we don't actually love to deal with because our de facto special attacking guy is going to lose to Azelf. Could be a good time to just get in early with Camerupt. Go for rocks. Go for a fire blast or two. Glysaur, if it's a size shock, actually, and Glysaur is a good play. It's a Deoxys. Okay, Deoxys is taunt, right? It's knockoff. That sucks. This, just don't taunt me here. Damn. Well, that was first couple turns went terribly. Was not familiar with this DR. I thought they would have one attack beyond knockoff, like a psycho shift, whatever it is. Not over for us though. We get Zam here. Shouldn't be able to kill us. We get a sash here. Now you kill. That might be it, honestly. It sucks to say. Psychic Oko's us. Oko's Landorus Eye. Oko's Nidoking. Oko's Mamoswine. Although our Ice Shard should be able to kill. Okay, that's a relief. Can't Oko... Our unaware clots are unaware. Right. Okay, that's nice. And can Oko Camerupt. You like the defog and you provide Glysaur, but realistically, I see 3 special attackers you're a physical defensive mon. You'd be nice against Jirachi, but you lost your Toxic Orb. So I think you're definitely the sack right now. I'm surprised Ice Shard is predicted to do this much, but fair enough. We'll go for it. Hopefully it baits Jirachi and they think we're banded right now and we can go for an EQ after the fact, but that's actually pretty risky. That makes sense. Let's pray for the fairy move here. It's just a pure 50-50, nothing else to it. Oh, tough. Psyshock kills, not psychic. Gotta go for it. They have Psyshock. Oh my god. Okay, we'll go Camerupt. Now's your chance to shine. This has gone disastrously from top to bottom. That Lele play was good though. I really should have called it after the second game, I guess. That was just a disaster last 2 games. I don't even know what I could have done too differently against the psychic one. The lead matchup was not awesome, but we really just lost as soon as we clicked the Glysaur there. So sucks to see it. I still like the team. Maybe we change things a little bit so we're not outsped as much. That was a problem in both games, the speed tier. Like I said, I think if I had to adapt this team down the road, I think maybe you go Scarf, Intimidate, Earthquake. We'll come back to Defog. There's nothing else on Landorus nowadays. Go U-turn. You have knockoff. Right, you kept all your own moves. That's nice. Honestly, fine. Maybe you want Stone Edge. I could come back to that. Change you. I think we keep Nidoking if we get rid of a Landorus Eye. Then you go Iron Treads, maybe? Ursaluna would provide a lot offensively, of course. You can do a Scarf Garchomp. That's interesting. But I prefer the U-turn. Maybe not. Haunting Lou. It could probably be Iron Treads or Great Tusk. I think, again, Great Tusk is as good on our specific build we have because we have so many answers for steel types. I guess it's Iron Treads. Doesn't, Iron Treads never excites me too much. But I suppose it'd be something like this. We already have a Stealth Rocker. So we can get away with a Volt Switch there. This isn't as exciting as the last one. I don't know. The last one felt more matchup fishy. Something to tinker with maybe in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed the process of everything else. We hit some high highs and some low lows today. I'll catch you next time. Take it easy.